Hello, my name's Frank Sands. Welcome to my boxing coach. Boxing experts versus boxing bullshitters. Now, in this video, I'm going to take you through 3 signs that I think you can look out for when you're dealing with a boxing bullshitter as opposed to a boxing expert. And this has been driven from effectively social media comments that I've received on, in various platforms. So it'll hopefully give you a bit of an insight into how my weird mind works, or more importantly, when you can sniff out a bullshitter. Before we get started, go and download your book, The Beginner Boxer Toolkit. 67 pages packed full of information to help you on your boxing journey. This will be something that you come back to again and again. There's a link down below, and there will be a link at the end of the video. Okay. We're in an age where we have absolute mountains of videos online, and we all watch lots of videos, we all read lots of comments, and I've actually taken a step further, so I post videos. Now, me posting a video does not make me an expert, let's just be very clear about that. But what I do have is a lifetime of experience in boxing, so 45 years, I'm 50, I just turned 50 last year. So, I've been boxing since I was 6, involved in boxing, doing and then teaching for a very long time. So that sort of gives me experience. So I've posted hundreds of videos since 2010, and I get thousands of comments, tens of thousands. Now 95% plus are positive comments. They are generous, they're inquisitive, they're insightful. Sometimes they're challenging, that's great, the tone of them is good. But I've recently come to the conclusion that there are certain types of comment or certain characters of comment that indicates that a person is trying to be a boxing expert, but actually they're a boxing bullshitter. So I'm going to take you through those 3 things. The first one, bullshit baffles brains. Okay, this is it's an actual term. It was coined by British Army officers during the Second World War. What it is, and it's used by people who are qualified and people who are unqualified, and what it is basically you just throw a load of complex statement, throw in some jargon keywords on the basis that people will often be a bit too shy almost to sort of say, I don't understand what you're going on about. And qualified people can use this. For example, if you've got an irritating boss who doesn't really know a lot, you can, use the old bullshit baffles brains, buy yourself a bit more time to, rather than do the thing that they want you to do, give yourself a bit more time to actually do the right thing. So that's when it's used in a positive way, but there are plenty of people who effectively just spout nonsense, but they're very confident in doing it. They really buy into it. This is a case in point. So this was in response to a short video I did about a 60-second video about defending against an uppercut, and this guy just sway back, move out of range. You can only use that slip once you've gotten the hang of the opponent. Please remember, you're not teaching professionals how to box. Remember that last sentence, because I know I'm not teaching professionals how to box. In fact, most of what I do online, I'm aiming towards people who don't have access to a boxing gym, who are stuck in their garage or their basement, and they don't have access to a boxing coach. That's where my focus tends to be. So I just write back, I don't really know what you mean. Are you suggesting that people shouldn't use slips until they turn pro? And then he gets really shirty. Not sure why you misunderstood. I'm saying you shouldn't do that in the first 3 rounds. Every boxer knows that drill. And there will be more than effective counters, especially against more experienced boxers. Mayweather steps back and launches a jab. It doesn't work on him anymore. Okay, bullshit deflectors on full for this fella. So you shouldn't do that in the first 3 rounds. Well, if I'm not doing this, I should remember I'm not doing this for professionals. What professional fight do you remember that was scheduled for 3 rounds? Okay, that's amateurs, isn't it? So again, that one, and then they uses phrase like getting the hang of the opponent. So it's like get in the ring and he's, you've got to work the opponent out. Well, in amateurs, get in there and get the job done. Get on with it. Dominate the ring. You'll spot things about the opponent, but you don't get in there and wait to see what they do, wait to get the hang of them. And then he pulls out the Floyd Mayweather bomb. So he's talking about not coaching professionals, but it's okay for him to bring up Floyd Mayweather. It just doesn't make sense. Nothing about what he says makes any sense. It's bullshit, baffles brains, classic case. So I just give up in the end. You know, obviously, don't spend too much emotional energy dealing with someone like that. You just got to try and spot it quickly. He's a bullshitter, let it go. There's nothing so complex or mystical or esoteric in boxing that cannot be explained, okay? If I explain a concept and you don't understand it, that's my fault. It's not your fault. It's my fault, okay? So bear that in mind. That's the first sort of bullshit, baffles brains. And then we've got the second type, Mr. Incisive. They'll just leave a terse, short, direct comment, usually an adjective and a verb, or a verb, an adjective and a verb. Bad footwork, poor jab, loose defence, you know, that kind of thing. And this guy is a classic case in point. And I couldn't really hold myself. I'm being a bit mischievous here, but obviously he's using double-barreled bullshit here, you know. It's not enough just to say footwork average. He'd have been better leaving it there. Okay, fine. But if it's my footwork is average and I'm not balanced, how can my footwork be average? The whole point of footwork is to make sure you're balanced. So classic bullshitter, you know, beef burger in one hand, beer in the other, spot welded to the couch. So I'm not having that. Interestingly, I left the name of the reply on Kevin Fessy. Kevin's an old boxing pal of mine. We did a lot of sparring together when we were kids. He hit me once and everything went white. It's the hardest I've ever been hit in the spar. It was dreadful. But he's a lovely lad. So he was quite happy with my reply. So that's Mr. Incisive. And then we've got the multi-domain master. It's a bit controversial, this one. Look, I'm a boxing coach. I'm not a coach of Muay Thai or kickboxing or jiu-jitsu or any of those other things. I'm not a self-defense expert. I get a lot of people asking me about self-defense, and you know, in many ways, a boxing coach is probably the last type of combat sport coach you want to ask about self-defense, because our only, you know, we can teach you how to throw lots of punches and hit someone really, really hard, and that's maybe not the best thing to do, because there's all kinds of reasons, but if you bang someone out and their head hits the concrete and they suffer a terrible head injury or worse, you know, you've got all kinds of implications off that. So yeah, I'm not a self-defense. I'm a boxing coach. Obviously there are common elements that lend themselves across these various disciplines, and absolutely we should learn off each other. And I've done lots of learning. Just recently I've learned about vertical fist punching. That's not something that we really do a lot of in boxing, but I've started to incorporate it in some of the stuff I do with the boxers I work with. And I learned that off a really, you know, smart Wing Chun guy who I exchanged messages with online. So we need to learn across disciplines. It's a positive thing to do, but we've got to do it in an adult, humble, generous interaction. You know, this guy is just, you know, the tone. This is about a simple uppercut. The tone of this guy's message, you know, he's quite why you would go to a boxing coach and trash what he's saying because it doesn't work in kickboxing. I can't work it out. It's just the tone of it as well, you know, and again, I don't particularly spend a lot of time. I just try to take the moral high ground with old Dan here. I just felt, well, why bother, you know? If you've got a toothache, you know, don't go to a podiatrist. If you've got you need an eye test, don't go to a physiotherapist. If you want to learn to be a soldier, don't ask a Call of Duty gamer, you know. Point being, when it comes to learning across domains, let's be respectful. Let's help each other understand each other's worlds a little better. You know, any expertise I might have, I'm interested in using that to help others achieve their goals. Not disparage, not just trash. You know, anyone can be unpleasant and just trash something. It takes a bit more effort to educate, doesn't it? And a bit more effort if you want to help someone be better at something. So there you go. boxing experts versus boxing bullshitters. There are more. Maybe should do a follow-up video. There are more cases where you'll see this. I suppose the key thing is don't pour too much emotional energy into arguing with these people, though, you know, because they will have overconfidence bias a lot of the time. It'll be very difficult to sway them from their chosen position. Hope that's helped. Boxing bullshitters, be very aware. Deflectors on full. Okay, I'll stop. Don't forget, subscribe and go and download your book, Beginner Boxer Toolkit. Link below, and there should be a link here. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video, and I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Leave your thinking on experts and bullshitters. Okay, take care.